So, in a land so often defined by conflict, one man's voice managed to rise above all the noise, giving words to a nation's deepest feelings of longing and loss. His name was Mahmoud Darwish. Today, we're going to explore the life of Palestine's national poet, a man whose work became this incredible symbol of resilience for people everywhere.
And really, that's the question at the very heart of his story. We're going to dive into the journey of a man whose personal tragedy didn't just shape his own destiny, it wove his poetry right into the soul of Palestine itself.
To really understand the poet, we've got to start with the paradise he lost. His story begins in a small village, a place that would, in a way, haunt his memory and his poetry for the rest of his life. Darwish was born back in 1941 in Al-Berwa, a village whose serene beauty he would carry with him his entire life. But this idyllic setting was about to be shattered. In 1948, the Arab-Israeli War erupted, and at just 7 years old, his entire world was completely upended. Just think about that kind of whiplash for a second. One moment, he's a kid living in a beautiful village. The next, he and his family are refugees. Overnight, this single traumatic event split his life right down the middle, a before and an after, and it would become the foundational theme of pretty much everything he ever wrote.
So, what happens when your world is stolen from you? For Darwish, this profound loss wasn't just an end, it was actually a beginning. It was the moment his voice as a poet truly began to wake up.
He was forced to move to a refugee camp in southern Lebanon, and it was there, as a young boy, that he discovered the incredible power of words. Amidst all the loss and uncertainty, he started writing, and he found not just comfort, but a voice.
His early poems weren't just art for art's sake. They were a lifeline. They gave voice to that shared experience of loss and exile, reminding his fellow refugees of their own resilience. In a place filled with so much uncertainty, his words became a source of connection and strength.
As Darwish grew up, so did his conviction. His poetry started to evolve from this personal comfort into something much more, a powerful tool of resistance.
After he returned to Palestine and settled in Haifa, his political side really sharpened. He joined the Israeli Communist Party, and his poetry took on this new, defiant edge, directly taking on themes of exile and resistance. He wasn't just a poet of loss anymore, he was becoming the voice of a national movement.
And then came 1967. After the Six-Day War, Darwish's growing influence definitely didn't go unnoticed. He was arrested by Israeli authorities for his political activities and for poems that they considered subversive.
But being incarcerated didn't break him, not at all. It just fueled his commitment, and it forced this profound transformation, not just in his life, but in his art.
His style went through this radical shift. He moved away from the direct, almost slogan-like poetry of his youth. His later work became much more personal, more nuanced. By using free verse and more indirect language, his poems became less like political declarations and more like universal human cries. And that shift is exactly what allowed his work to connect with people far beyond the immediate conflict.
This evolution in his style, combined with the sheer power of his themes, would lead to international acclaim, cementing a legacy that continues to resonate all around the globe.
Two of his collections, in particular, really sealed his international reputation. The first, The Music of Human Flesh, is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. A raw, visceral exploration of the body and states of war and exile. It's a testament to his most powerful themes.
The second one, Why Did You Leave the Horse Alone, kind of shifts the focus from the physical body to the spirit. It's this deep meditation on memory, on resilience, and on that profound universal longing for a place to call home.
And ultimately, that's why his work resonates so far beyond Palestine, because his themes are universal. The longing for home, the pain of exile, the fight for justice. These are human experiences that connect every single one of us. He proved that art could transcend borders, walls, and even the darkest of circumstances.
On August 9, 2008, the life of the Arab world's most celebrated poet came to an end, but his influence, captured in this timeless poetry, absolutely remains a source of inspiration and consolation for readers worldwide. Darwish's life was defined by borders, the ones he was forced to cross and the ones he could not. And yet, his words traveled freely, becoming anthems of resistance and hope for millions. So, can a poem truly transcend a border? I think the life and legacy of Mahmoud Darwish are pretty powerful proof that the answer is a resounding yes.